Hey, you playa. Growing up, I was never the cool kid. I was that weirdo that liked wrestling and Pokemon, and sure, I had a group of friends that also liked that same stuff, but I always longed to fit in with kids that I thought were a lot cooler than me. It felt like they had it all figured out. They had booming social lives with tons of friends, they were constantly in and out of relationships with the most attractive people at school, and there was me, hoping that someone would accept me, even changing my behaviors at times just so they would like me. And I think that was the wrong approach because I focused too much on wanting to fit in and not enough on belonging. Belonging carries so much more power than fitting in ever will. The difference between belonging and fitting in is that when you aim to belong, you want to become an integral member and part of your community or group. You want to form deep connections with people so that you understand them and they understand you on more than just a superficial level. Whereas fitting in is doing everything you can to conform to norms, behaviors, and expectations. If you change enough of yourself, then yeah, people are going to like you because you are exactly what they want you to be, and you lose an integral part of yourself. There were plenty of times where I felt ashamed to wear a wrestling shirt to school because none of the other cool kids did. And I didn't want to talk to people about how much I loved playing Pokemon Silver because no one else seemed to be into video games as much as I was, so I kept that part of me hidden. And all I had to show for it was a deep sense of guilt and exclusion from others around me. I started to no longer love myself because other people didn't like me first. And it reminds me of a Brene Brown quote that says, "Belonging starts with self acceptance. Your level of belonging, in fact, can never be greater than your level of self acceptance, because believing that you're enough is what gives you the courage to be authentic, vulnerable, and imperfect. When we don't have that, we shapeshift and turn into chameleons. We hustle for the worthiness we already possess." So if you're in a similar situation where you want to fit in, but truly what you actually want is to feel that sense of belonging, here's what you can do to build the courage to be authentic, vulnerable, and imperfect, just like Brene Brown said. Start focusing on having deep and personal conversations with every single person that you meet. Approach others with a sense of curiosity. Be open to learning their story. Hear about their unique traits and hobbies and opinions and experiences. That's how you can become a more well-rounded person, by recognizing that there's a lot about each of us that is different and there's a lot more that makes us the same. If you can take a few minutes to just ask people more questions about their day, they're going to feel so much more comfortable opening up to you. They're going to want to share things with you. They're going to want to be around you because you are a trusting and caring person. Express authenticity in how you carry yourself. Speak up for yourself. Share your honest thoughts. Don't hold things back just because you think other people might not like them, or if you say them, you're no longer going to fit in with that crowd. Now, this doesn't put you in the clear to be as brutally honest as possible to the point where you are mean or offensive to others just for the sake of doing it. Recognize that you can be authentic while still practicing a sense of empathy and understanding and caring towards others. Even if your opinion is not popular or liked by other people, you can still express it in a way that doesn't have to be hurtful. Sometimes, though, you will encounter people who are going to take the complete opposite approach. They're going to do everything they can to be as offensive as possible, especially if it's in front of an audience of your peers, because they want to feel bigger, they want to feel accepted, and they want to make you feel neglected by the group. Don't engage in that low tier behavior. Remember, everyone carries their own opinions, which are shaped by their life experiences. So if that person believes something that is horrendous or bad for other people and even hurtful, don't feel like you need to defend yourself against them. Talk to them, share your thoughts, and recognize whether they're willing to change or not. And when it comes to belonging, I cannot stress this enough. Promote inclusivity and help those who are struggling. Most of us at some point were too afraid to speak up, to share our thoughts, to put our personality and whole selves out there because we didn't want to be ostracized. We didn't want people to make fun of us. We didn't want people to treat us like trash. So the better option was to just stay quiet. If you want to feel like you belong, bringing others into the fold is exactly what you should do. Reach out to that shy and nervous kid who doesn't have any friends. Talk to that kid who struggles with maintaining eye contact or formulating their thoughts into sentences. Instead of focusing so much on wanting to be part of the popular crowd to fit in with them when they have such regimented and rigid standards for who they're willing and not willing to accept, create a group that focuses on that inclusivity, because the more that you do that, the more inclusive it becomes. The more understanding you become of the differences between each and every single person. The more you grow as a person, the more they grow around you, the more you really create a community of belonging. For me, it wasn't really until I got to college that I started to truly understand this idea of belonging and unapologetically being myself. On my dorm room walls, I had posters of Hilary Duff and Demi Lovato because I loved their music. On my desk, I had action figures lined up because I just liked it. I wasn't concerned about fitting in. I recognized that if I was willing to be myself, to broadcast that to the world, the people that truly mattered would find their way to me, would recognize that I'm someone worth caring about. They themselves would be inclusive and bring me into the fold, and in turn, I can do the same for others. Now, if you're at that stage of your life, hopefully you discover it well before college, well before I did, because you have something unique that you bring to this world. You have what it takes to be somebody great. You are worthy of belonging. You are worthy of love. But if you feel like you're struggling with that now, click on the video over there on the screen where I'm going to walk you through why you are deserving of love and why you need to start being easier on yourself. On that note, I'll catch you next time. As always, love and peace.